Everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're going to talk about the Dogecoin trading cycles. Yes, we're revisiting the trading cycles again. We've talked about it before, but this one is extra special because we've already had the first leg up now of a three-leg strategy. And then, boom, what can happen from here? So we're going to get into it in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You'll be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I also throw in extra lives as well. We've been pretty much going 6 days a week right now, but I will be taking Thanksgiving off from that cycle of live streams, but more fun on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, probably be starting around 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And probably Friday as well, or maybe 4. We'll see. That's why you got to be notified. You got to have your notifications on and subscribed and all of that, because we got a lot to cover. Dogecoin is making gains and recovering from the dip that we had over the past couple days. Let's get into it. The news and the charts, I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. Dogecoin is 39 cents. So after the recovery back from 36.5 cents that we had this dip down to on Tuesday, Dogecoin's recovering fairly well here. And again, this is going into the Thanksgiving holiday. We don't know what's going to happen. I'll show you what has happened in the past though. Bitcoin recovering from about 90,800 on that dip there, back up to 93.6, and will Bitcoin be making another run to 100K? 100K, that's a key number. That's right, key number for Bitcoin. And we'll see Doge gets up to its $1 mark, which is going to be key for Doge. And is it going to trade just like we saw Bitcoin trade, where it's not going to quite make it and then it's going to get rejected? I think that's a good problem to have, though. And once Dogecoin breaks above $1, we could go much higher. What do we have to look forward to, though? Well, November 2020, that's right, in November 2020, looking back on 4-year cycles, we had Thanksgiving Day on the 26th. That's right, the 26th of November. And what happened on that day? We look at the Bitcoin price. This is going back, here's 2020. And what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin had been trading up to near its previous all-time high from 2017, which was $20,000. Bitcoin reached about 19.2, 19.3 leading into Thanksgiving. And then we had this, the Thanksgiving massacre of 2020. That's right, that was on Thanksgiving Day. Bitcoin got rejected right below 20K and it dropped all the way down to about 16.6, 16.5. That was a huge drop, although it doesn't look very big on this overall scale, because what did Bitcoin then do? On Black Friday, it was relatively stable, sideways, not a big deal. But then, before you know it, Bitcoin traded up to $40,000. That's right, it doubled in price after that rejection. Could we have Bitcoin trade up over 100K, and then before you know it, it's 200K? And then before you know it, it trades up to 300K. Could that same thing happen? That was into 2021. That's the type of momentum that Bitcoin had going into early April, up to $64,000. Now, eventually, Bitcoin hit $69,000 in that cycle. But this is the kind of trading we could see overall coming up for this cycle into the spring. And we'll take a look at what Dogecoin can do in just a minute. What do we have that can really ignite this, though? I've got this, I've got a clock, right? A timer clock now to Inauguration Day, January 20th, 54 days and 3 hours until the inauguration. I'm going to be live that day. Pretty much all day, we're going to be watching what is happening with the trading of Doge and Bitcoin. And could this be something that ignites the crypto markets on that day? Doge loves these kinds of days. Some think that, oh, it's just going to get shorted down. It's going to be a mess. But I think this is going to be one of those triggers that we see. Right now, overall, we have recovery happening. We have green across the board in all of the top 100. There's a few of them still that are kind of retracing a bit from from big high. I mean, Sandbox, Bonk, Peanut, all of those just went on some big runs. So they're still kind of retracing a little bit. But for the most part, Doge up 3%, Jasmy up 5%, Algo up 12%. So this is a recovery that we're now seeing, which is leading up to the next run up. If we look at the monthly returns, I mean, Bitcoin is up 30%. Despite this pullback, November is still 30% up. And compared to 2020, where it was up 43%, but then December went up to a 53% gain in December. And I will be showing you my December price prediction for Dogecoin. On Sunday, I'll have that video coming out. And we look at what Dogecoin did. And Dogecoin, well, look at Dogecoin November. It's up 140%. So again, outperforming Bitcoin as predicted. And what will happen in December? In 2020, we had 38% gain for Dogecoin, and then 32%. It went up in December, 32%. So far, 2024 is completely outperforming 2020. And what does that mean going into 2021, where Dogecoin went up 700%? 700% in January of 2021. Look, Dogecoin rebound underway, retail Doge adoption soars. That's right. The rebound and adoption. And what does this mean? Well, we're looking at Kate the Alt saying retail investors FOMOing in on Doge. So this is, again, zoomed out. We're looking at the current run of Doge up to 42, and it hit a top of 48 cents. This is the type of activity we see when Doge is FOMOing, right? People are FOMOing in. We saw it back in March, right? And then we had that long summer where people just didn't care. And then, of course, last year in 2023, when Doge is trading around 6 cents, it's like nobody's interested then. And that's when I did this video on the 4-year cycles I'm going to show you. It was such a great video and hardly anybody watched it. But that's where we were accumulating. We were accumulating at that time. This was Elon buying Twitter. That was exciting for Doge. We had a lot of interest there, but then, of course, it waned. We were still kind of in the bear market then. But looking back, this is what we had for Dogecoin. We had that initial interest here. This was all the TikTok stuff in July of 2020. But then we had that initial run in January of that big leg up. And then what did we have? We had 2 more legs up. 2 more legs up there where the price of Dogecoin accelerated. It accelerated. This was probably more like maybe that December up to a penny. And then we had the January up to 8 cents as a logarithmic scale as that next leg. And then up to 73 cents, the final leg. So I think we've just had that first leg up here to 48. And that mimics that 8-cent run. We've got 2 more runs to come, or that 1-cent run. And we got 2 more runs to come. And that's what I think we're going to be seeing going forward. Dogecoin gearing up. Can it overcome resistance? Yes. We're looking at total alt season, looking at altcoins. Again, 2020, we saw the same thing happen, where we had the sideways bit. We had a little bit of a run up and then a little retrace before acceleration into 2021 for alt season. Are we going to see that same thing here? It's not only going to be Doge, but it's going to be alts as well. We're seeing that rotation to ETH and then to the big alts and that big run up, looking at the 4-year cycles. And what can Doge do on this parabolic rally? Again, looking back at this doubling of price. That's what Trader Allen is looking at. It's like local tops have a 2x relationship. This phenomenon happened in the last 3 local tops, 11 to 22 to 44. Could we continue to see this sort of parabolic moves to 88 to $1.70 to 352? That is possible with, again, I think we've had that first pump. I think we're going to have a second pump and a third pump. I think that second pump is going to be more like $1, and then we're going to get rejected just like Bitcoin just did. And then the third pump is going to be that next parabolic move after $1. Dima James Potts, we looked at this before. These are the cycles. We look at the 2016 to 2017 cycle. We look at the 2020 to 21 cycle. And what do we see? We see these after the initial move and then sort of a falling back. Then we see two big moves. We see an initial move. We have that falling back. And then I think we've already had that first move there. That first move up now has taken Doge up to 40, let's say a top of 48 cents. When Dima made this, it was back in September. That's right, this was made in September 30th. So that first move hadn't happened yet, up to 48 cents, which would mimic this first move we had here, which was back in December of 2020. Then we had the big run up in late January, early February, and then we had the big run up in April into early May in 2020. That is still to come here. And what are those price targets? That's what we're looking at now. I think that next move up is $1, and we're going to get rejected, and we're all going to be like, just what Bitcoin is doing now. But then that next following move up is the big one, eclipsing $1 and moving up higher. I forecasted all this, guys. This is my video from September of 2023. That's right. Will Dogecoin follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is what this video was. On my channel, you can look back at it. In September of 2023, Dogecoin was at 6 cents. Bitcoin was at 25K. Algorand was under 10 cents. It was at 9 cents. Solana was $19. Hedera was 4 cents. I mean, you could see all these prices at that time. And look where all of those are now. And it's just the first move. And what I looked at was I was targeting, and I even said this in the video, because at that time Bitcoin was 25,000. I said, if Bitcoin runs to 100K, we would see Dogecoin run up just about 25, 26 cents. And I drew that line from 6 cents to 25, 26 cents here. And I said at that time, that's not how Doge trades, though. Doge trades on higher percentages in the bull runs, in the bull markets. And I said, this isn't going to happen in 2023. It's going to happen in 2024. So, and this is what just happened. We even eclipsed this 34, 35 cent line from where Dogecoin traded before, and we went up higher at an even higher percentage compared to Bitcoin. And from there, I said we could go higher. That's right. So we're looking at these cycles. We're looking at this, again, a double move still to come, which I think is going to be to $1. We're not going to quite make it. We're going to struggle. And then the move after being more. And what can trigger that? Well, certainly looking at January 20th at one of these, because that is the big thing that's coming forward. And then, of course, the 4-year cycles. I mean, November up 142% compared to Bitcoin at 30%. We knew that Dogecoin would outperform. What's going to happen December? What's going to happen January? We're looking forward to those as well. Yeah, watch this video. Take a look at this video. Just search on my channel for Bitcoin 4-year cycle. And then this video will pop up and you'll see it. And you'll see what I was projecting back then. This doesn't even have 1,000 views, and it's probably the best video I ever made. Was it this one? Because this is when we were accumulating Doge and other altcoins down at the bottom of the bear market. This is when everyone should have been buying. I know some of you guys are new here, and you're just joining the channel now, because that's how FOMO works, right after that first run up. But it is, I think, just the first run up. And we have 2 more runs to come if we follow the previous cycle. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of where Dogecoin is now and where Dogecoin is going to go from here? Give the video a like. Join in the live streams as well. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.